If you want awesome products at great prices, check out the description. An Australian trade union leader's appointment to a lucrative federal government role is raising eyebrows. Glenn Thompson, national president of the Australian Manufacturing Workers Union, AMWU, secured a position on the board of the $15 billion National Reconstruction Fund, a key initiative of the Labor government. The appointment, however, bypassed the standard recruitment process. A new audit report reveals Thompson wasn't even shortlisted by the recruitment agency, NGS Global, tasked with identifying suitable candidates. Furthermore, the report highlights the absence of a formal due diligence check, a standard procedure for such high-profile positions. This oversight occurred despite warnings from within government departments that the appointment could invite scrutiny. The unusual circumstances surrounding Thompson's appointment came to light following an audit of the fund's establishment by the Australian National Audit Office, ANAO. The report details how Ministers Ed Husic and Katie Gallagher directly advocated for Thompson's inclusion on the board, ultimately securing cabinet approval for his 4-year term, a position worth $63,690 annually. This swift action, less than 2 weeks between the minister's intervention and Thompson's appointment, contrasted sharply with the rigorous process typically followed for such roles. The ANAO report notes that the industry and finance departments conducted only limited, undocumented checks, described as desktop reviews and verbal confirmations, citing time constraints as the reason for foregoing a more comprehensive due diligence. While the ANAO report refrained from directly criticizing the ministers or departments involved, it did identify shortcomings in record-keeping, suggesting an opportunity for improvement in future appointments. The coalition opposition immediately criticized the appointment, accusing the Labor government of favoring union allies. Adding to the controversy, the current industry minister, Tim Ayres, previously served as state secretary for the AMWU, the same union Thompson leads. The government's response defended Thompson's extensive experience in senior leadership roles across the finance and manufacturing sectors, emphasizing his board experience gained even under previous administrations. However, questions remain unanswered regarding the decision to bypass shortlisted candidates, the rationale behind the accelerated timeline, and the lack of a thorough due diligence process. Despite requests for comment, both Mr. Thompson and Mr. Husic remained unavailable. The revelation of these irregularities has sparked a debate about transparency and accountability in government appointments, raising questions about the standards applied when selecting individuals for significant roles within key national initiatives. The swift appointment, the lack of a transparent selection process, and the limited due diligence raise serious concerns about potential conflicts of interest and the integrity of the appointment process for such a substantial national investment fund. The ongoing implications for public trust and government transparency remain a topic of considerable public interest and debate. The $15 billion National Reconstruction Fund, intended to drive economic growth, now finds itself at the center of a controversy that casts a shadow on its very foundation. The seemingly rushed and unorthodox nature of Thompson's appointment continues to fuel scrutiny, raising questions about whether appropriate checks and balances were adhered to. This case raises concerns not only about the specific appointment but also about the broader governance practices within the federal government. The lack of comprehensive documentation surrounding the decision further compounds concerns surrounding transparency and accountability. The situation demands a closer look at the procedures involved in high-level government appointments to ensure the highest standards of integrity and due process are consistently followed in the future. The impact of this controversy extends beyond the specific individual appointed, potentially affecting public confidence in the government's ability to manage substantial public funds effectively and transparently. The audit report's findings have highlighted the need for stricter guidelines and more stringent procedures to avoid similar controversies in the future, ensuring that appointments to such high-profile roles are both merit-based and transparent. The ongoing debate surrounding this appointment underscores the importance of rigorous checks and balances in ensuring accountability and transparency in government decision-making, particularly concerning significant financial resources and national initiatives. The incident serves as a reminder of the ongoing need for greater public scrutiny of government operations to safeguard against potentially compromising appointments. The lack of a thorough and documented process has raised serious questions about the potential erosion of public trust in the integrity of government institutions. The implications of this case are far-reaching, extending beyond the specific appointment and highlighting broader concerns about governance and transparency within the Australian federal government. The government's response, while acknowledging Thompson's experience, has yet to fully address the concerns surrounding the unconventional nature of the appointment. The absence of clear answers surrounding the expedited process and the omission of a formal due diligence process continue to fuel speculation and raise questions about the overall integrity of the appointment process. This incident serves as a case study in the ongoing tension between the need for efficiency in government and the imperative to maintain high standards of transparency and accountability. The story continues to unfold, with calls for greater transparency and a more detailed explanation of the circumstances surrounding Thompson's appointment continuing to resonate.